Greetings all, this is Hairy Nick and I'm joined by Justin once again. How are you?
Doing well. I'm going to move this chair forward.
Excellent. Move your chair forward.
Yeah,
That's it.
Make all the noise.
Make all the noise. Get into the perfect position. Like, get right over the microphone so it's way too loud.
I'm right here.
Excellent, excellent. So this video is just me saying thank you for an awesome year, guys. I made sure I recorded this with Justin. This is actually way before Christmas and when I'm going to go on a little break. On the 28th of December, I'm going up to Queensland to my girlfriend's brother's farm for about 10 days. Away from technology and X-Wing and YouTube and all that kind of stuff.
You're going to have no idea what to do.
Yeah, and it's also quite hot. I don't do well in the heat, to be honest. I'm a suburban Melbourne geek.
I was going to say, you're also a ginger.
I am a ginger, yes. Shh, don't tell them, they don't know yet. But yes, that'll be good fun. And I just wanted to say before I did that, thank you so much for an awesome year, guys. It's been seriously awesome.
Yeah, and surprising. Full of surprises. Like, we started this...
Well, I started this back in July, I believe it was.
Yeah.
You joined on about a month later, just doing the odd stuff. And yeah, just the response we've gotten is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's like, without a doubt, way more than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
People actually respond to the crazy questions that I ask.
And we've had so many responses, and like people have then talked to each other after our discussion videos, and you're like, yay, look, they're talking to each other, Justin.
I know, it's just an awesome little community we have going on here. And just recently I've made a point of doing more discussion type videos, and that's... It's basically been the backbone of this channel, just like fueling discussion. Now, on the subject of that kind of stuff, I've been a little while since we've done a a list review video. I think we've done like one in the past month. Just so you guys know, over the course of December, I've done some more easier content to make because we are just so busy with all this family Christmas stuff. So we just talked about like what to buy, that kind of stuff. By the time this video is out, the review of The Last Jedi I did with Matt will be out, and that's just free-form talking. It doesn't take much editing, doesn't take much visuals from me. It's something I can do that's a bit easier. But going into the new year, we'll get hit the ground running, do more list review videos because you guys love that kind of stuff, do more upgrade tech stuff, and also something that some of you guys have been asking for a long time, and I really have to thank you for your patience, is more ship tech reviews or tech rundowns of ships. I don't know, word sandwich, however it works.
What you're going to call them, but we're doing them.
Yeah, that's it. And I'm going to start with the X-Wing and talk about, you know, its implication, how it's evolved throughout the game, talk about the ship itself, then move on to the TIE Fighter and talk about that. And also, like, the different way those ships have evolved, whether it be through modifications like the TIE Fighter and the FO and the SF and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And also how just those core ships have got their upgrades and how they've moved it from faction to faction and that kind of stuff. Because I think that's really interesting, and one of the things I constantly come back to, in fact I made an entire video about it, is the complexity the game has because it has such a large pool of ships. I think just for new players it would be great to just have single videos on ships and their implication in the game and their function within the game and their history. Because it's so easy for someone to look at a new ship and go, oh, what's this one? What's this one do? Maybe. And you can look up like the Wikipedia and see what upgrades are with it. But to really understand its implication in the game, you need someone who's actually played with it or played against it to explain it to you.
Yeah, maybe also talk about like the builds that ship has as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Top tier meta builds, just fun casual builds. Again, that's something I've been thinking about a lot recently. I think when I started out this channel, particularly doing like top 16s of tournaments, and I'll keep doing that, you know, those discussions about the upper echelons of the meta. That's not about casual fun stuff. But I think there's definitely a demand amongst a lot of you to actually talk about casual stuff. And that's why when we did the sort of like where to start with Imperial, Rebel and Scum videos, we made sure to go, hey, competitive is important, but so is casual. Yeah. And that's especially for new players. That's what they want. They want fun stuff. And I think that's super important as well. So when we move into talking about the individual ships, we'll do that as well. And yeah, just have a lot of fun with that. That's a big thing I want to start doing next year. Yeah. Also do some rules rundown of the game. Just do like a basic how to play kind of thing. I mean, in the meantime, FFG have already done their own stuff like that. But I think there can be a bit more information out there in terms of how that's handled.
Yeah.
That's great if you want to jump into a demo game, but I think we can actually talk about that in more depth.
Reading it is one thing. Actually, someone speaking to you like a human being and telling you how it's actually done normally works a bit better.
Exactly right. I mean, FFG have a video on I think it's like flying Luke Skywalker versus 2 TIE fighters. It's an intro that gives you enough to play the demo game. But in terms of like all the different game mechanics and stuff that's come out since then, I think it's actually worth making a few how to play videos.
Yeah.
One more thing I'm going to do started next year as well is have some guests on. I've already talked to a lot of people. I know the guys at Hell of a Pilot. I've basically asked all those guys and they say, yes, we'll come on and do some stuff. And basically, we'll dive right back into doing bat reps with them. But just every videos. Like I mentioned to Mike from Hell of a Pilot, if you're watching, dude, I said, hey, you're like this guy in the X-Wing community that loves talking about Imperial stuff. Why don't you come on the channel and review some Imperial lists with me? And he's like, yes, let's do that. And I need to get around to organising that, basically. That just was not realistic during the month of December.
Yeah.
But a lot of this just wasn't realistic
nothing's
in December.
Possible in December.
Pretty much. And I was originally going to plan on trying to bank up a bunch of videos and release them over the course where I'll be away up in Queensland, and it just wasn't realistic. And I'm actually happy that I'm going to have a week where I just don't worry about this kind of stuff. It's good to have a break. When you are managing a YouTube channel and you want to at least get a few videos out a week, it is always in the back of your mind. It's something you have to stay on top of. It's something I've not always stayed on top of brilliantly, but the more this channel has evolved, it's something I've really strived to get there.
Yep.
And starting with January, it's like, yes, okay, this and this has to happen. We'll get out X videos a week and really look at that kind of stuff. Which is going to be a lot of fun. Also, start of January, we're going to look at getting a Patreon. I've mentioned this several times. It's going to happen, guys. I mean, in terms of the content you guys get, it doesn't matter whether or not I have a Patreon. That doesn't change what you get. But it's very important to me that if I offer you guys a Patreon, it's not just going to be a way of me asking for money. It's going to be something that actually offers you guys something. If you contribute to the Patreon, you get something out of it. I'm very adamant. I take that attitude when I look at other people's Patreon.
Yep.
I do not contribute to anyone's Patreon unless I think it's worth it and it gives me value as a person. I'm not so arrogant enough to think that I can just get money because I deserve money. I don't think that's fair.
No.
And like anything else, this is a business. You know, having a YouTube channel and trying to make money out of it is a business. And you've got to be reasonable with these kinds of things. I'm never going to get to the stage with this where I'm going to make it so you guys don't get any content if you don't give me money. That's never going to be how I do things. That's not a good way of doing things. Giving away stuff for free is actually a strong business move, and it's good for you guys. At the end of the day, putting stuff behind paywalls is not good for the X-Wing community as a whole. I want to try and talk about things and get messages out there which actually helps the community, and for that reason I have to really think carefully about that kind of stuff. So with the Patreon, I'm looking at ways to offer something different, but not in a way that limits what I'm already doing on YouTube. That's very important to me.
Maybe we could give out cards or something.
Yes, some of you guys, because I mentioned this before, talked about how you could offer things like tokens and cards. It is worth noting at the time of recording this, and I think this video is going to be out by the time this video goes live. I haven't got the goods yet, but I've ordered some custom-made tokens, which I'm going to do a review of, and that may have gone out by now. And the fact that we have some really excellent local manufacturers here in Melbourne, not just Australia, but here in Melbourne. Having said that, they're based in New South Wales. But anyway...
Not the point.
But the point is, I want to talk about stuff that is available to us Australians. Because there's already YouTubers talking about X-Wing in America in particular, and they have their own Etsy shops, and they do their own tokens. And they're fantastic. But has anyone here who lives in Melbourne ever tried to order that kind of stuff from America? Oh, the postage. Oh, my word. I have nothing against buying things from America. It's just obscenely expensive to pay for the postage from there, which is a bit sad. And I think from that point of view, it's just great to talk about local stuff, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Actually, we were going to be talking at a later date about some other things that you can get locally from Australia.
Yes, absolutely. There's quite a few things. I'll just mention that now, actually. Like, Tabletop Tokens is the token company I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Knights of Dice make carry bags and foam, and also some MDF kits, which is going to be relevant to Star Wars Legion. I don't know the bloke's name. Makes the X case, which is a new MDF laser cut case for X-Wing. He sells that through General Games and a lot of other different local shops. He is actually also making MDF kits for Legion.
Cool.
And this kind of stuff is, if I haven't already done it by the time this video is out, it will be done very soon. I'm very keen to actually look at this stuff and go, you know, at the end of the day, I'm doing it so you guys have a better idea about how to properly invest your money. If something's terrible, I'll be the first one to cop it so you guys don't have to.
Yeah.
Especially with Legion. It's a brand new game, and we're going to have the market flooded with these kind of things because, look, no one's under any illusions that this is not going to be incredible and popular and all that kind of stuff. It is. You know, at the very least, it's going to have a great initial response. It depends how good the game is from that point. Obviously, we don't know. I mean, from early reports, we can see, yes, this is probably going to be a very appealing game.
Yeah.
But at the very least, right at the start, we're going to have a lot of products being made for it. And it's great to know that there are already a couple of... I say local. These people literally live in Melbourne. I can drive to Knights of Dice warehouse. I have before to pick up orders, which is just really awesome. So we're going to look at their stuff. So yeah, there's just so much cool stuff we're looking at next year. We just recorded the video talking about the prequel ships and what to do with them. And that was really good. I like that over the course of December we've had more conversational type videos.
Yeah.
It's not something I'm going to make a habit of doing for a month on end like I did this time. But because we needed content that was easier to put out, that's why we did it.
Maybe this will be a December thing.
Yeah, perhaps. In any case, guys, if you have ideas for what we should do on the channel, please let me know. Basically, most of the content I've made here is due to audience response.
Yeah.
The list review videos in particular is probably the biggest thing. Somebody suggested that. I was toying with the idea. I actually was pretty much decided not to do that. And then I had it requested enough times and I just did. And the response to that was
just insane.
Awesome. I still get, it's still like thousands of views every time I put one of those videos out.
Yeah.
The last one in particular, because there was a big gap between the last one and the one before. There was a significantly larger audience for it, and as such, a significantly larger response, which was just awesome. So, look, starting next year, we're going to try and do them regularly. If I can do like 2 a month, at the very least, preferably 1 a week, I'm happy. And I think that's what we want to try and aim for. Anyway, guys, I'm rambling. Just thank you so much for all the support. Justin, anything you'd like to add at the end of this?
No, just a thank you.
Yep, that's it. And yeah, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Like the Facebook page. Keep the comments coming in. Keep being awesome. Fly casual. And we will see you later.
Bye.